Hello everybody, this is Elelwyn, and you may be confused because today isn't, today actually is the 11th, which is my fault because I've had crazy stuff going on and I haven't been able to upload, but, because the reading that was supposed to be for yesterday is really, really long. It's probably going to be a good hour and a half by the time I finish it. I'm uploading the gaming video today instead. And again, my timing's all messed up. So, yeah, just ignore that today and the order is just all disappeared now. But point being, you'll get the reading video that was supposed to be for yesterday either later on today or tomorrow with tomorrow's actual video. But I ended up doing Yoshi's Island as my kind of playthrough thing because last game that I did last week was a puzzle game. So I figure I would do a platformer this time, and again, there are other kinds of platformers that aren't Mario, but I just don't have them, so this is the one that I ended up doing. And now for the first part of this, I was under crazy amounts of lag, like you aren't seeing it in the video, but when I was playing it was like super choppy, so I make a lot of mistakes, but hopefully you'll all forgive me for that. I'm just gonna play up to the first castle because I just don't have time quite yet. I'm still in exams to do a full length playthrough, and I just needed to do something quick for today. So as you can see, I have played this game before. For those of you who are quick about looking for stuff, you'll have noticed that I already have 2 complete saves. So I'm familiar with the game, but again, the lag really did me in for this particular playthrough, so you'll notice that I have a number of mistakes I would not normally make. I also have a slightly unorthodox playing style. I tend to play really quickly, so hopefully that's not too distracting for you. And I'm also a total perfectionist. I can't handle not getting everything. Here the lag was really bad and it drives me crazy that I missed that 1 star. Like, I'm not quite over it yet, but that's okay. So I'm just kind of barreling through the first level here. If you had the chance to read the story, that's awesome, but for those of you who didn't, or who have your eyes closed because you're trying to sleep, I'll explain to you a bit the backstory of this particular game. This game takes place well before Mario is like a superhero, Mr. Jumpman, and he's still a baby, and the stork was delivering him and Luigi to his parents, but then Mario got dropped and Luigi got kidnapped, which is no good. But where Mario landed was on Yoshi Island. So now the Yoshis, not quite sure what to do with a screeching baby, decide to try and take him back so we can find Luigi and you can bring them back to their parents. Or at least to the stork, who will bring them back to their parents. So that's the story behind Yoshi's Island. I really enjoyed this game a lot. I found it really cute. And I think it was well received by critics as well. It's a very, very cute, pretty game, and that's one of the reasons I decided on it for this particular little gaming session. I like to play pretty games that you have lots to look at, and here I give up on getting that egg. But I'm kind of a sucker for pretty games just in general. But I think that adds to the experience when you have something pretty to look at. Now here there might be a little delay, maybe? There we go. I had to stop recording and then restart because the lag was so bad I actually couldn't play, and that's no good. So from here on the lag isn't as bad, but it's still present, definitely. But yeah, I enjoyed this game. I enjoy most platformers just kind of in general, but Super Mario World is probably my favorite platformer of all time, and this one is a very close second. I really like it. So again, for those of you who aren't watching, who have your eyes closed, basically there are 3 or 4 kinds of items that you can get. 5, I guess. I don't know. Don't listen to me. There are 5 if you're really generous, 4 if you're not being generous. Types of items that you can get. One of them is eggs that you make by swallowing enemies and pushing them out into eggs. And then there are 2 types of coins. You can get gold coins and red coins. And red coins, there's 20 in each level, and you want to try and get them. As you'll see here, I missed 1 coin. There are stars, and whenever you get hit with a monster, Baby Mario turns into a bubble, and he starts crying. And the more stars you have, there's a countdown. And the more stars you have, the slower the countdown goes, or the more time you have to get Mario back before you lose the level. So stars, 2 types of coins, eggs, and there's flowers. As you just saw me fail epically, there is a bonus round that you have the chance to go to at the end of every level, and the more flowers you have, the better chance you have of going to that bonus round. So, yeah, and also if you get all 5 flowers per level, you get a 1-up, which is quite nice too. Now this one psychs me out, or one of these things psychs me out, and I think that it's gone. There we go. See, that was ridiculous. That should have showed up before. It was all a matter of timing. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much the game, and you just kind of shoot eggs at things and make eggs and try to collect all the goodies while you make your way across Yoshi's Island to get Baby Mario back to his twin brother and back to their parents. But yeah, as I said, I enjoy the game. It's quite cute. And this particular level used to terrify me, because you just, until you get used to it, it always makes me nervous having giant chainchomps falling from the sky trying to kill me. Like in-game or out of game, that would make me nervous. So this level always was a bit tricksy for me. And you just saw me go through the middle ring, and that pretty much fills up your star counter, and it also gives you, like, it serves as a checkpoint. So it's like a halfway point, which is kind of nice. So now we're moving on. I think I'm actually almost, oh no, there's still a little bit more to this level. I find in this particular game the levels are quite long. If you really want to get everything, which, being a perfectionist, I do. And that's also why I only did up to the first castle, because otherwise it would turn into a very long gameplay session very quickly. So I wanted to keep this at a reasonable length for myself, because I know you guys like long videos, so sorry, that was a selfish part for me. So here's one of the cool things about Yoshi's Island, is that you can turn into vehicles. In this case, you're a helicopter. You're flying around, and then you have to find the Yoshi block. And the Yoshi block will let you turn back into Yoshi, and it'll teleport Mario and his little bubble over to you. If you get hit, obviously thrusters are down. For lack of a better term. I'm just being a goof, but yeah. And then if you don't make it to the Yoshi block in time, you get back to the start and then you have to try again. But at least you can try again. They're pretty kind to you in this game. You have lots of opportunities to do things correctly. And it's very hard to die. Contrary to my current demonstration, it's very difficult to actually lose in this game for much more skilled gamers than I. Now here I screw up. I should have kept going above the Yoshi block, and there are 3 red coins that I missed. But what can you do? I was trying to go quickly for you guys, so you didn't have to watch me and be a perfectionist the whole game. All right here. Yeah, there they are. I could shoot an egg up, but I just didn't feel like it. So, yeah, that's pretty much this level. And the next one is an underground level, which is kind of cool. So we'll see that in a sec. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about the game. So from here on out, I'm just going to kind of ramble and I might interject with game information as it happens or as it occurs to me. So yeah, as I was ineptly trying to explain earlier, my gaming or my order of videos is totally out of whack because I haven't been able to upload in so long. But again, I'm sure you'll all forgive me, and I'm hoping that next week I can get back to some kind of semblance of order. Just this week I had to finish and hand in basically term papers. They have a different name in French, but pretty much it's term papers and major projects. And yeah, we got a bunch of my classes gave extensions, which is great, but it lengthens the amount of time you have to stress about it, so it's not so good in that respect. Here you see my fabulous aiming skills. Part of that has to do with the lag, but not entirely. I just was being incompetent there. But yeah, my school stuff has been going, or is done now rather, except for my exams. So now I'm just kind of studying. I don't know about you guys, but exams are kind of like a break for me. I love having exam week. I hate going into classes, so I like studying and working at my own pace. And when you have to go to classes, you can't really do that. You don't really make your own schedule. So yeah, it's kind of a nice break. I can study and then I don't have to worry about being anywhere, so I can have time to do things that I enjoy. Like yesterday I went to a family friend's place, and she's Japanese, and she taught me how to properly make Japanese style sushi, like authentic Japanese style sushi. And I mean, I don't have all the awesome ingredients that she does, but I had so much fun, and it was just an awesome experience. And tonight we're going to my in-laws, and I'm going to make supper. I'm going to bring them sushi and kimchi, and if I can find some, and I realize that's Korean and Japanese, I know the difference, but I'm gonna have an all-Asian supper. Kimchi, sushi, and I'm gonna make sushi specifically suited to their tastes. Like for my brother-in-law, who's really, really young, he's like 12 years younger than my husband. I'm gonna make like chicken nugget sushi, because that's all he'd eat. And then I'll make like vegetarian for my mother-in-law and stuff, which will be fun. And I'm also going to try and find water lily root, which I just tried for the first time yesterday at my family friend's house when I was learning to make sushi. And she fried it, and I don't know whether she used allspice, like Chinese, or allspice or 5-spice, I forget what it's called. Anyway, the traditional Asian and specifically Chinese spice, but she fried it, and it was just so awesome. Like, it's just this chopped up fried water lily root, and it was so good. So I'm gonna try and find that. I'll see if I can get some. We don't live in the same part of town, so it's kind of hard for me to get it at the same place where she gets it, but I'll see if I can find it at the regular grocery store. So here in the game I'm playing my favorite, actually, of all the mini games. There's lots of mini games within this platformer, and I do eventually lose this one, so I'll get rid of the suspense. You don't have to worry about it. But this one's really fun. You're just kind of pressing buttons in order, but there's some strategy. Like, I'm trying to go slowly right now so that it's more likely that the balloon pops on him, because the bigger the balloon gets, the more likely it pops on the other person. So, yeah, I'm trying to use it fails, but I tried to use some kind of strategy. I can go much quicker, as you'll see later, than what I was going at the beginning. Also, again, I'm playing on a keyboard, so it's a little tougher to get the buttons correct. You kind of have to memorize a little bit more. But, yeah, there we go. I had no time. I let it get too big. But it's still really fun. I like those order button pressing things like you have in Mario Party and stuff. So yes, my sushi adventure yesterday, and hopefully another sushi adventure tonight. I also made onigiri, which is, for those of you who aren't aware, it's rice balls. And you'll see them if you watch any kind of animes, or if you watch even just Japanese TV in general. Anytime they have lunches, they'll usually have little rice balls, and they're super tasty, and I really like them. So I learned how to make that properly as well. I always had problems, like, I knew the theory behind it, and I could kind of make them, but I always had problems getting the rice to stick, because I don't know if this is the same for everybody, but in the sushi that I know and love, the rice is actually kind of flavored. It has a vinegar, salt, and sugar kind of flavoring that you make and you put on it. And as soon as I put on the flavoring before, I would always, my rice would stop sticking. But then I figured out, I got my friend's recipe, and she doesn't put nearly as much liquid in as I was doing, according to the recipe that I had. So now that I'm following her recipe, it's working much better, and I can actually make all this food that I love so much that I usually don't get to have. It's always a super treat. And I'm going to try and start making husband some bento lunches, making little onigiri and making things pretty. I'm not that good, but I like to pretend that I have some culinary skills. But yeah, that's been my adventure. Oh, this part is really hard in the game. I actually can't believe I got it on like the second try. Usually it takes me much longer than that. But you obviously get a very nice reward for having completed it. And I think that's the end of this level, if I'm not mistaken, or very close to. Stock up on some eggs here. And I think your maximum egg count is 6, but I'm not too worried about that. They usually give you way more enemies to make eggs out of than you actually need. So I don't worry about having it full at the end of each level. Because at the end of each level, of course, you don't just pass on Mario, you pass on the eggs that you had as well. So in certain levels, like once you're out of the first world, then it can be important to make sure you've stocked up on eggs. But in this first world, you really don't need to worry about it. So it's kind of cool. So now we're heading into the castle, and this will be the last level that I do for you guys. And it is Bert the Bashful's castle, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I like him. He's really, really easy as far as bosses go. And, oh, I also wanted to point out, for those of you who are doing, or who follow my regular series that involves Super Nintendo, the Super Mario World series that I'm doing, in that, I do show you, like, all the tips and tricks. I show you every secret that I know, and like all kinds of stuff, and I'm way more pro at that game than I am at this one. So yeah, just as a heads up, there are things that I'm going to be missing, and if you will watch like an actual walkthrough, there's going to be stuff that they're going to do that I'm not going to do. So don't freak out if that is the case. I'm just playing for fun in this one. I'm still a perfectionist, but I can handle it not being perfect in this particular game. I haven't practiced it, or I shouldn't say practice, that makes it sound like I have devoted time, but I don't. I haven't played this one as much as I've played Super Mario World, because this one I didn't own until much later in life, whereas Super Mario World was like one of the first games that I ever played on the Super Nintendo. So, clearly that I've had a lot more time to master the other one and get all the secrets. There was also, I just noticed there was a block up there that I could have hit with a egg and probably done something cool, but I didn't. Oh well. Now I'm pretty sure I mess up right about here. I forget exactly what I do, but I know lag plays a part. So here, I'm running across the bridge. Get the flower. Oh, not quite tall enough to do that, so try it again. Try to get that other flower. Woohoo. And now we wait, because you can see, for those of you who are watching, you can kind of see a very subtle coloration difference between the red coins and the yellow coins. And there, I just messed it up, but usually I don't worry so much about the yellow coins because I don't really do anything except improve your score, I guess. But the red coins do actually they count for your score at the end, and they make a difference. So you can get 1-ups if you get all of them and stuff. So I do try and get all the red coins. And here we go again, running across the lava in a second. There we go, run, run, run. And now I have to get that flower again. Well, I think I have an easier time of it this time. There we go, first try. And again, we have to wait on the merry-go-round, or the carousel, or however you call it, to get that red coin. And let's give this a go. I'm a little more cautious this time. Now, I'd actually kind of avoid that guy, but if you are playing yourself, you can shoot him with eggs to make him go away. Again, I live dangerously here, and I just kind of jump over him, but normally you'd shoot him with an egg to get rid of him. So again, we're almost at the end here. We're just barreling through. And normally when you shoot these guys, you get stars, but I'm already at full stars, so it doesn't matter. I just get coins instead. Now, because this is the beginning, they expect you to be a total noob, and that's why they give you so many stars right before the boss. But clearly this isn't my first time playing, so I don't need as many stars. I tend to retain my stars a lot more than like a new coming player. That said, if you are brand new at the game, don't expect to have 30 stars at the end every single time. It does take a while to master that, so don't feel bad if you're not like perfect immediately, because I have played this a fair amount and I'm still far from perfect at the game, so it's just a cute little fun game to play. And here we go, heading into the boss, get some coins. And here he is, Bert the Bashful. I'll see if I can read Koopa's text, because Magic Koopa shows up. So you're still on the baby side, Yoshi baby? Then get a load of this. And of course, Magic Koopa comes to mess our day up and turns our little bouncy friend into a ginormous Bert the Bashful. And he pulls his pants way up. Now, this guy's pretty simple. You just shoot him with eggs. And then the middle thing kind of shoots at eggs so that you don't run out. So again, relatively simple. Just where he's bouncy, again, he bounced too far over, so you have to be careful. And then also you might have noticed there it happened kind of quickly, but when Yoshi gets hit and Mario isn't on him, he loses like a good 2 or 3 seconds of time. He just kind of wipes out. And there he is. He's too embarrassed. He doesn't have his pants anymore. And that is the end of the first castle. So I'll see you guys tomorrow or maybe tonight with another video. Till then, farewell.